Thank you. For this, and thank you, County Commission, for partnering with us. But, you know, a proclamation such as this is really something to proclaim. And Baldwin County United is so grateful to partner with y'all partnering with us on a day of thanks for our citizens in the county. You know, as you read, Commissioner McKenzie, over 200,000 residents and all the tourists, there's a reason people are coming here to live and to visit. There's a reason, whether it's our schools, jobs, or just to make their home here, there is a reason, and we are so blessed because of it. So again, as you read, in November the 21st, which is Tuesday before Thanksgiving, is the proclaimed Day of Thanks from us. Thank you so much, Commission, for doing what you do. We are so blessed in this county, and we're so happy to be a part of it as well. God bless, thank you, and happy early Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Thank you. Thanks, Ruthie.
All right, commissioners, is this something we vote on, or is it just, do we
I think we
actually?
got to adopt the
We
proclamation.
adopt the proclamation? Okay.
I make a motion, we adopt item DA2, proclamation 2023 Day of Thanks.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner McKenzie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody want to say anything about that up here, real quick?
You know, this is something that got started many, many years ago, and it's giving thanks, you know, to what we have to be thankful for, and it is tremendous. Baldwin County is very, very fortunate to have, you know, what it has, and trying to just share that with everybody. It's been a great thing that we proclaim that day of thanks, you know, because we do have a lot to be thankful for.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say, Ruthie, thank you. I know that the events of the past few years have, I'm going to try to quit using the word messed everything up. It interrupted. That's all it did. It just interrupted the breakfast that you guys were doing. And I just want to encourage you guys, if y'all get, you know, refocused and if we can, love to have that next year. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. You coming back? Okay. All right. We'll let you, since you're so nice.
I left too soon. To let you know, we have big plans. We've already, we have something going in the works for next year, so I don't want to expose it this time, but we do.
It's going to happen.
A good celebration.
All right.
Next year, our Day of Thanks for the county and the citizens.
Looking forward to it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you, Ruthie.
All right, with that being said, we have moved on down. I don't believe we have any addenda. And the next item is public comments. Do we have folks signed up to speak?
Yes, ma'am. I actually have 3 people signed up. It actually had to do with item CO2, which is the license agreement on the 7th Street, the unuphilled right-of-way. 3 people have signed up regarding
Okay.
that particular item.
We'll give you the opportunity to speak, the 3 that are signed up, but I would like to invite our highway county engineer to whichever one of you wants to come up and make a statement prior to that, and then we will hear your comments, okay?
Good morning. Just wanted to remind everybody, this is a proposed license agreement that was adopted, is only for a 6-foot strip behind the fence, nothing more. The highway department would go through, mow this area so that it is maintainable, and then the applicant would be required to maintain that 6-foot strip, no more than the 6-foot strip, and only to be mowed. We're not putting any other infrastructure improvements within the 6-foot strip. This is simply to keep the vegetation off of her fence. There's no roadway plan for this. There's no improvements to the terrain. We're not adding gravel, any kind of sand or anything. We're simply going to clear 6-foot wide path behind the fence so that she can mow it and keep the vegetation off her fence, nothing more. So I want to make sure there was no misinformation out in the community as to what the intent of this license agreement is, or also the restrictions and limitations of the license agreement. If the applicant goes outside of that 6-foot strip, it will be the recommendation we revoke the license agreement, because the license agreement is very specific to the area that is to be mowed, and that's it.
Okay, thank
Does
you.
that answer any questions that may come up?
All right. Who's the first person we have signed up to speak?
Yes, ma'am. First person I have is Douglas Lowell Stewart.
Mr. Stewart? Mr. Stewart, you have 3 minutes.
My name is Douglas Stewart. I was raised up in Alberta, graduated from Foley High School and went to service from there and came back because this is a good place to live. Wanted to raise my kids here. I own property right on 7th that where we're talking about. And Miss Maria owns the property just west of me. And I know this is the only thing we're talking about today is that they're talking about a 6-foot clearing that. My one question is, I know when we did it when I was a kid, my daddy was putting up fences. We didn't put the fence right on the line. It could be a mistake, and or you got to maintain your fence. So I don't understand why the fence was moved right to the line. Number 2, Miss Maria and I, she was before this. I think Mr. Gruber was the only one that was part of the commission then when we came before another time references pretty much the same thing. But Miss Maria had gone out and she took it upon herself to cut some trees down, pretty large trees across that length. The only problem is you can't grow back. Y'all said she couldn't do it, but it was already done. So you can't go back and grow those big old trees that were doing a nice job of shading and maintaining the wash and stuff. And that's one thing, when you remove that 6-foot area, I know we're only saying it's 6 foot, but guess what happens if you want to look at the lay of the land, I'm on the low end, my property is, and there's about 3 other houses there that the water is going to come down towards that property. And so you move that stuff out of the way, and what have you got? You're going to have wash. And I know this, not saying anything bad about the commission, but nobody, the highway department, the commission, nobody wants to maintain that road. Nobody's ever maintained that road. I have, but they didn't want to put dirt in there when the mud holes and stuff were there. Nobody wanted to bring a truckload of dirt. I'd have smoothed it out, but nobody has maintained 7th Street north of Barclay. There are more houses built there now than there were before, so it's going to affect a lot more people than it. Back then, it was just affecting me and one other place. Now I think there's 3 or 4 houses right on that are on 7th Street on the area we're talking about. So I don't understand why people want to go and do stuff. It will probably enhance Miss Maria's property. It's not going to enhance mine. And she bought that property as it was. And I know this was not, we just did the planning and zoning the other day. And I don't understand why people buy a piece of property that's not zoned what they want. And she herself said that she bought it and she's been trying to change it. She wanted to put this and that in there and all kinds of stuff. But that's okay for people who want to do better, but don't affect the people who are already there. And this is going to affect the people who are there. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next.
Yes, ma'am. I have Michael Ross.
I'm Michael Ross. Do I need to push a button?
No, sir.
Good.
You good? The red light's on.
Okay. I've written this. I'm not a public speaker. Bear with me. I live on 7th Street. Built a brand new house there. Moved in June. I'm facing the farm. The farm is a 6-acre farm. It's a farm. Farms come with plowing and dirt and runoff. My house elevation is the lowest, just like previous gentleman. I'm on the same side of 7th. Everything on the west of 7th is the property. 7th is an unmaintained road. There's 30-inch oaks in the middle of the road. There's a lot of growth along the fence. It's a 1-lane road. You get down to my end, you cannot drive all the way through from Barclay to Key. Maria has a gate on the Key end of her property. There is also a residential gate on the Barclay end of her property. And I know we're not talking about all that, but the problem is if she gets the keys to maintain 7th Street, who's going to police that? I'm not. Commission's probably not. The road department's probably not. If a tree gets cut down by accident or some other reason, you can't grow it back. But the problem is elevation and farms and runoff. I'm on the low side. If you clear off 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 2 feet, you're affecting the vegetation, and the dirt from a farm is going to run toward my front door. And that's not going to be helpful to me. That's one of my major concerns. Other concern, the rezoning, which I know we're not talking about today, to go to an RA for her to put a farmer's market in is still not approved by you guys. It was approved last week. I went to that meeting, and Maria herself stated she has parking for 150 cars. Well, that's a lot of cars. This is an RSE estate at the moment. She wants to go to RA to go to farmer's market, totally surrounded by residential. I don't see how that can happen. So those are my concerns, and appreciate your time.
Thank you. Next.
And I have Miss Maria.
Ms. Maria, you have 3 minutes.
Well, I came here today. I would like to, nice to meet you, Ms. Jeff, because I haven't met you before.
He was here when you came here a month or so ago.
No, was.
Yeah, he was. Go ahead.
No, I didn't meet him. It's my first time.
I may have been.
I guess what's
No, you were here.
Anyway, I came
Doesn't
here.
matter. It's nice to meet you again.
Yes, nice to meet you, sir. I came here today because I guess we're going to do the agreement, the license agreement. And that's what I was expecting to do it this morning. I'm not going to have time for me to address him, but I wish I have, more than 3 minutes to tell my neighbors, especially Mrs. Stewart. He came here, he said to me about, especially the tree I did the cutting there in the beginning of, I clear my land for me to have my borders. We're going to back to Kalmark when we did the first survey there. And Kalmark at the time, he did agree with me. We do need to have a survey for me to find where was the line. He don't know either. We have some issues because at the time, the county discovered on the right way, intentionally, I found out the personal rent for Mr. Stewart, he did have it done there. You have it here on the pictures. I can show to all. I'm going to leave the packages here. It is, the person was renting his property at the time, has a garage sale permanent there on the county. And what the county was asked to have this person have the business in Alberta. Since then, it's like he's keeping accused to me, I have cutting this tree on the right way. Today, 7th Street, I guess. I just want to know, can you prove to me or prove to them I did the cutting? It's not belongs because I do have pictures here, and the county also supposed to have this picture since the first time I did the survey with Kalmark, and to tell exactly where I did. On the survey, I did increase it 10 foot towards to the county. I got another way to do the second time in my fence. Also, I'm going to send here the pictures because I would like to ask you if I have this time. You haven't been putting the garbage and the can of this on Barkley.
Ma'am.
Did you have your garbage can and also the mailbox to put it on Barkley? I want to ask you this question today.
I don't live there.
You don't live there?
Ma'am, would you address the commission? You have
Yes.
13 seconds.
Okay. What happened, because they not delivered the mail or the garbage there in 7th Street, this person, his renter, did pick it up, a mail belongs to me and to my father, the immigration letter. I'm going to...
Okay, your time's up. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask Mark to come back up here. There was a couple engineering concerns that were mentioned in the first two comments, and I'd like for you to address that. And this was discovered extensively in the Road and Bridge meeting a couple weeks ago.
Yes, just to reiterate, first and foremost, only a 6-foot strip. The erosion, drainage concerns that were raised, those would be in a 6-foot strip. I would think they would be de minimis. However, I will leave and meet with each one of the individuals after the meeting and leave my business cards with them. If they see any issues, it's got my cell number on it. They're welcome to call me. We will send somebody out immediately to look at that. But I personally am not concerned about the drainage. However, should there be an issue, we can address it quickly. Just to remind everybody, this is strictly a license agreement to mow. There's no tree removal that will be allowed as part of this license agreement. And that also, if there is any violation within the limitations of this license agreement, again, I will leave my business cards with the neighbors as well as Miss Marie. They can call me and we'll address it immediately.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else that did not sign up to speak that would wish to speak? Nope. Okay, do we have any press here that has any questions? I don't think I identify any press. Okay. Commissioner comments. We want to start with, who wants to go first? Commissioner.
Start down there.
Commissioner Gruber?
I just want to thank everyone for their support that they gave me last year when I was chairman. And I thank each and every one of y'all for all that support. And I wish Commissioner Underwood the very best this coming year. We got a lot of things going on, so it's going to be another busy year with the county. I'd also like to thank all the employees that were recognized today for all that they do for the county as far as, helping out with special events and everything else. Baldwin County is like a well-knit family. Everybody works together and they try to provide the very best service for the citizens of Baldwin County. And the commission, at least I do, I appreciate all the hard work that each and every one of them do, because it takes a lot, and I'm so gratitude towards them. So again, thank you all so very much, and thank the staff for getting this meeting together. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner McKenzie?
Just echo what Commissioner Gruber said, but I want to add something. Veterans Day is coming up Friday. I don't want us to forget about our veterans. And if there's anybody that hears a veteran, please stand. And, I just want to recognize. I know we didn't do it earlier. I should have done it earlier, but we don't want to forget our veterans.
You want to go ahead and recognize anybody in the room that's a veteran?
Anybody a veteran?
Including our commissioners.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. So, but other than that, thank you. That's
Okay.
it.
Commissioner Ball?
Yeah, I was just that's why I kept Felicia around today, because I wanted just to kind of highlight her as she stands beside and never gives herself any credit. And I was a part of all 3 of these events that we talked about today. And not only was I a part, and some of it, Miss Felicia, I got in the weeds with them, and found myself working with some of your staff, some of the park staff, and it was just fun to be able to take part and kind of take myself out of this role and put myself in a more role where I was driving side-by-side cars or helping people. We were loading up a ton of people on trailers for the hayride and helping people get on and off. And you were worried about me because you thought my health was, I need to be kind of cautious about my heart. And I was all in. And Miss Felicia, it's all about your leadership. We lead from up here, and then we've got all these other leaders. I think there was a quote or something about good leaders don't create followers, they create other leaders. And I think that's what we do here, and you're a great example. So, just adding up the numbers that you talked about, we're almost at 9,000 visitors that came between those three events just here in North Baldwin County. And for me, that touches my heart personally because this is where I live, and I love the fact that people are starting to come here and enjoy the sights that we have here and the activities that we have here that surround the history in North Baldwin County. And it gives them something different to do than maybe to go down to the beach all the time or that kind of stuff. I met so many people that were not even from here at all of these events. And it's just your leadership, your staff, all the people that we recognize today. It's just not, it's teamwork. And we just give you the green light to do all this stuff, and we have zero in the setup and all that. I mean, what's going on now for the Christmas lights out there is going to be phenomenal because you can see them when we were out there doing other stuff. So the parks they're doing exactly what I dreamed them to do, Felicia. We've always talked about this. We're putting North Baldwin County on the map. And I just look forward to all the great things that are going to be happening here. And I just wanted to personally thank you for your leadership and all the staff that we have here in roles of directors or leadership. Roger, of course, is our wheelhouse and steers us in a direction that I feel confident that we're heading in a good place. So, Madam Chairman, I welcome to the gavel again. I know it's been a while, so welcome back to that spot. It just goes to show me how fast time flies, and because before long we'll all be
Could be your turn.
Mackenzie having it might be my turn. So I mean, I hate watching that thing get passed down because it just shows you how fast time flies. But it's just great working with you guys, and great to be a part of this family outside of my regular family. So thank you all for what you do.
All right, thank you, and I will wrap this up. I want to start off by thanking Commissioner Gruber for his leadership. He also led us the first year of the first term that Jeb and I were elected because he was the only one that had any on-hands experience, and we wanted to learn from a good, true leader, and he has been that, very kind and humble. I read a quote the other day, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, but this is the synopsis. It said, you know, if you're looking for a kind person and you can't find it, then you be a kind person. So we have no excuse for finding kind people because you can be a kind person. But I want to just say how much I enjoy being part of the events that Archives in History. And we got some things coming up, just like Commissioner Ball mentioned, the Christmas, and then we've got a really cool Bluegrass Festival. It was never my favorite genre of music, but I will tell you what, it fits in perfect with what the history and that kind of stuff. So there are some people who have been seeing me out and about, and they're like, we're excited about, because it's going to be all genres of bluegrass type, you know, music and everything, and that's coming up in the spring. We've just got so many fun things and that we do through the Archives and History Department. And Felicia, I know you want to be humble and all that, but we are so thankful for you. You just, I don't know what we'd do without you, to be honest with you. And your character and your values and those kind of things mean a lot to me, and I'm sure to the rest of everybody else. So every now and then you can say, okay, I did a good job, because you did, okay? You do a great job, not just a good job. I wanted to mention something. I'm going to tag along with it being Veterans Day coming up. I attended a meeting the other night, not a meeting, but it was basically, I think, a fundraiser for the Veterans Court that Judge Michelle Thomason had started back in 2014. It's a very unique and great opportunity. Unfortunately, the veterans that enter the court are ones who are in court for not, we don't ever want to have to go to court because probably we did something wrong or something, but it's an opportunity for these veterans to get themselves redeemed, and therefore they don't lose a lot of their benefits and things like that happens. And it was mentioned she invited anyone that wants to come to her court. It's held at the Foley Courthouse. I think it's at 1:30 twice a month. And I didn't realize, I don't know that I'm going to get a chance in the next 2 months because it's the holiday season coming up, but I'm trying to take her up on that one afternoon because she said it's different than any other court scenario that you've ever been in. So I just want to encourage you guys. We don't want you to, if you're a veteran, we don't want you to get in trouble in order to go to Michelle's court. But if you know a veteran, just know that sometimes they need help. Okay, in more ways than what we normally think about. And so also the guest speaker that night was the Alabama Agriculture Commissioner, Rick Pate. And I wanted to mention this because I didn't know about this. And I kept my little flyer, and it is called Beginning Veteran Farmer Operation Grow. And it's not talking about, it's talking about veterans. It's talking about like military veterans, okay? And so this is a great, it's a project that helps veterans, and it is called, that's www.operation-grow.com, and it's a part of the Alabama Beginning Farmer Program. It provides special emphasis to the training and support to military veterans interested in agriculture. It provides a 3-step farm planning support to military veterans. It has a network with other veteran support agencies, and it's a sustainable support for veteran farmers with localized multi-agency collaboration and community involvement to increase farming access. You know, Baldwin County's roots are in farming, and we don't need to lose sight of that. I know in my area they plant houses now, and they're not planting corn and beans and potatoes and those kind of things, and it's sad. So there's plenty of land left here in Baldwin County for farming, and I would just